You love them, but sometimes it does not feel like love in your mind. It feels like watching. A small change in their voice, a shorter text than usual, a delay before they say goodnight. And suddenly, your brain starts building a case. Maybe they are bored of me. Maybe I said something wrong. Maybe they are pulling away. Maybe this is how it starts. You are not just thinking anymore. You are searching for danger inside a moment that may not be dangerous at all. And the hardest part is that it feels real. Your chest gets tight. Your stomach drops. You reread messages like they are clues. You replay conversations like you are trying to solve a crime. But the real question is not, why do I overthink so much? The deeper question is, what is my brain trying to protect me from? Because chronic overthinking in a relationship is not random. It usually begins where love and fear learn to sit too close together. Maybe you have been hurt before. Maybe someone changed suddenly, and you never got a warning. Maybe people in your past said nothing is wrong, while their energy clearly changed. Maybe silence once meant anger. Maybe distance once meant punishment. So now, when your partner becomes quiet, your brain does not see quiet. It sees danger. It sees the past trying to happen again. This is why overthinking can feel so powerful. It is not only a thought, it is a body response. Your brain has one main job. It wants to keep you safe, not calm, not happy, safe. So when it senses possible rejection, it starts scanning. The alarm part of your brain becomes active. It looks for signs, tone, timing, eye contact, short replies, small changes in behavior. Then the thinking part of your brain tries to explain the alarm. It says, there must be a reason I feel this way. So it creates a story. And because the brain is built to protect you from pain, it often creates the worst story first. This is called a threat response. Your brain would rather be wrong about danger than miss danger completely. In simple words, your mind acts like a smoke detector. A good smoke detector warns you when there is real fire, but an anxious smoke detector goes off when someone burns toast. The sound is real. The fear is real. But the fire may not be real. That is the painful part of overthinking. The feelings are true, but the story may not be. You may feel unwanted, but that does not always mean you are unwanted. You may feel ignored, but that does not always mean you are being ignored. You may feel like the relationship is unsafe, but sometimes your nervous system is reacting to an old memory, not the current moment. And if you do not learn to notice this, overthinking slowly changes the relationship. You stop asking normal questions. You start testing. You stop listening to their words. You start reading between every line. You stop enjoying love. You start checking if love is still there. This can make your partner feel like they are always under inspection. They may feel like every tired day becomes a problem. Every quiet hour becomes a hidden meaning. And without wanting to, you may create the exact distance you were afraid of. This does not mean your feelings are wrong. It means your feelings need care before they become behavior. Because there is a big difference between having fear and letting fear drive. So what do you do when your mind starts running? First, name the alarm before you follow it. When you feel the urge to send another message, ask for proof, or pull away, stop for a moment. Say to yourself, this is my alarm system. It is trying to protect me. This works because the brain calms down when it can name what is happening. When you name a feeling, you move from being inside the storm to watching the storm. For example, your partner replies, okay, and your mind says, they are mad at me. Instead of reacting right away, you say, my brain is reading this as danger. That one sentence gives you space. And space is where better choices begin. Second, separate facts from stories. A fact is what actually happened. A story is what your fear added. Fact, they did not reply for 3 hours. Story, they do not care about me anymore. Fact, they seemed tired on the call. Story, they are losing feelings. This works because anxiety mixes facts and stories together until they feel like the same thing. But they are not the same thing. A fact is a stone. A story is a shadow. When you write them apart, the shadow becomes less powerful. You do not need to force a happy story. You only need to stop treating the most painful story as the only truth. Third, ask for clarity without asking to be rescued. Overthinking often wants reassurance. It wants your partner to remove the fear completely. But reassurance can become like sugar for the nervous system. It feels good for a little while, then the fear comes back and asks for more. Clarity sounds calm. It says, I felt a little distance today. Can we talk for a few minutes? Not, do you still love me? Are you leaving me? Tell me everything is okay right now. Clarity helps because it turns fear into communication instead of control. For example, instead of saying, you are acting weird, you can say, I noticed I felt disconnected today, and I want to understand it, not accuse you. That kind of sentence lowers defense. It gives the relationship a chance to breathe. Fourth, never make big relationship decisions when your body is in alarm mode. When you are activated, your brain wants fast relief. It may push you to accuse, threaten, leave, test, or say something sharp, not because you are a bad person, because your nervous system thinks danger is close. So create a rule. When the alarm hits, wait 20 minutes before sending the message. Walk, drink water, breathe slowly, put your phone down. This works because emotion rises and falls like a wave. If you act at the top of the wave, fear writes the message. If you wait, your wiser self can speak. The message changes from, "You clearly do not care," to, "I felt hurt earlier. Can we talk?" The feeling is still honest, but now it is not holding a weapon. Fifth, build safety through repeated repair, not endless checking. The overthinking brain wants one perfect answer that will remove all fear forever, but that answer does not exist. Real safety is built through patterns. A partner returns after space. A hard talk ends with care. A misunderstanding gets repaired. A boundary is respected. A promise is kept more than once. This works because your brain learns through repeated experience. It does not fully trust words right away. It trusts patterns. So instead of asking, "Can I be sure they will never hurt me?" ask, "Are we building a pattern of care, honesty, and repair?" That question is calmer, and it is more real. Because love is not proven by never having fear. Love is proven by how two people return after fear enters the room. So here is the simple way to remember it. Your overthinking is an old guard standing at the door of your heart. It is not evil. It is tired. It has seen pain before. It learned to stay awake so you would not be surprised again. But now, that guard needs training. It needs to learn the difference between smoke and fire, between silence and rejection, between space and abandonment, between a tired partner and a disappearing partner. You do not heal by hating the guard. You heal by teaching it. Slowly, gently, again and again. And as you do, something begins to change. You stop treating every anxious thought like a command. You stop making your partner answer for wounds they did not create. You stop calling every fear intuition. And you begin to feel the difference between real warning signs and old pain wearing a new face. This does not mean you ignore red flags. It means you stop painting every shadow red. There will still be moments when your mind runs, but now you can pause. You can breathe. You can ask, "Is this happening now, or is my past trying to protect me from happening again?" That question can change everything. Because the dark side of being a chronic overthinker is not that you care too much. It is that your care gets trapped inside fear. And when love is filtered through fear, even safe moments can feel unsafe. But you are allowed to learn a new way. You are allowed to feel deeply without investigating everything. You are allowed to ask for closeness without chasing certainty. You are allowed to be loved without studying every second for signs that it is ending. Maybe healing is not becoming someone who never worries. Maybe healing is becoming someone who can feel worry and still choose softness. Someone who can notice the alarm without becoming the alarm. Someone who can let love breathe without believing breathing means leaving. And maybe the thought you take with you is this: not every alarm is a warning. Sometimes it is just an old wound asking to be heard gently.